Hello, my name is Emma Fawcett and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Newtonabbey, Belfast, Northern Ireland. Thank you so much for joining me today in Emma's Crafty Space. Today I am going to be featuring simple stamping. I'll be using the Pretty Perennials stamp set, and the only tools that you will need is different colours of inks and cardstock, and maybe a few little rhinestones or jewels if you really want to kind of just add a little bit of sparkle to your project. The images I'm going to be using in this gorgeous little set is the more watercolored images. I'm not going to be using these outline images. It's just really going to be the flowers, the inners of the flowers, and then the leaf stamps as well. So, and then obviously the sentiments. And it's really just to show you how simple it is just to stamp and let your imagination go. So I want to show you a one sheet wonder, and just to go back to the joy of stamping rather than having to worry about dies and punches and adding in all these extra bits of equipment that you don't necessarily need just to make a pretty card. Now I have stamped a different greeting on inside of these cards. As you can see, this stamp set's quite versatile in that you can put happy with any of these little side greetings. So, or if you just want to create a stash of cards where you can leave them blank, and whenever you need that card at the last minute, you can just pull out a blank card and stamp whatever greeting that you need in it at the last moment. So the colours that I'm using is Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, Balmy Blue, Old Olive, and Mint Macaron, and then the inners of the flowers is going to be soft suede, and so is the greeting. So we'll make a little start with it. So for mine, I like to know kind of roughly where the center is so that I know where I'm going with my stamped images. So I'm just going to lightly score my card at 10.5 centimeters. I just lightly score because this is just for you to have a visual guide of where you need to be stamping along. And then at 14.85 centimeters. Okay, so again, just very lightly. The camera might not even pick up those score lines, but it's just for me to keep a visual eye on it. Okay, so I'm just going to start in the center and work my way out. So I'm going to do one of the big Melon Mambo flowers here. And there's no right or wrong way of doing this. You can do the flowers all stacked side by side, or you can put a few leaves in. And again, if you want to, what you do on one side, you do on the other, so it's all mirrored. Or if you're quite good and being random, just do it random. I'm not very good at being random, but again, this is your project, so just you make it your own and do it whatever way you want to do it. So you can, as I say, you can do a mirror image of itself. Now my last one I did do more random, but I'm just going to see what this one looks like, being a mirror image of itself. So add in a few little leaves here and there just to take away the starkness. Okay, now there is other wee images in this set that you can then bring in if you think it's still too white. For example, this one I'm just going to stamp off because I don't want it to be too dark. So that is Mint Macaron. So again, start off in your center and then work your way out. So you're going to be going up and down and left to right, and then obviously then round the edges too. It's quite small, this wee one. So this is the Balmy Blue. So you can choose whatever colours you want. You could go more kind of shabby chic and use like your Rococo Rose, Crumb Cake, Pear Pizzazz maybe would be a wee bit softer. I'm not going to do pink here. I'm going to maybe do it there, that edge. Maybe do in the corners as well, and then you can work your way out. Because pink's quite bold and quite a big image as well. So just keep those for the corners maybe of your card. Okay. So you just keep on filling the empty spaces. Oh, and with it being photopolymer, if you have made a mistake, you can just go over the top of it again. And don't worry about stamping over either. But if you want to just concentrate on one section at a time, whereas I'm going all over the page, you will, if this is a technique that you might want to try, you will get your own way of doing it. You know, you can maybe concentrate on one rectangle at a time. It really is up to you. My first one, that's how I did it. I did it one triangle at a time. But this time I just wanted to kind of go all over. There's no right or wrong, so don't be getting worried about it. And if you don't like it, turn the page over and go again. You just want to be sure that you're leaving space in the middle to stamp in your greetings. And leave space as well for foliage. Okay. Like little forget-me-nots. Okay, so now I definitely need foliage. Just keep working your way around the page. So just every now and then, just take a minute just to kind of have a look around. Remember, these are all going to be split up, these pages as well. Okay, I'm just going to go on with these wee small ones now. Again, fill in more white space. And then obviously we can go in with the wee dotty one with mint macaron. Again, if you don't want to choose a different color, if you don't like mint macaron, you could go in maybe with Sahara sand, just something really neutral. I need a bigger leaf down in this corner just to frame that out. But if you like it white, keep it white. Don't go in so much then. Okay, I need a few wee smaller ones up around here. It's just too white up in that corner. So I've picked really lovely bright colours for spring, but as I say, you could go more neutrals. You could do it in greys. Be nice for sympathy cards. Just remember to keep clean fingers as well, especially because you want that centre bit to stay really nice and clean and crisp. Just going to stop stamping in a wee second just to see where I need stuff. So say just take a wee minute or two just to kind of catch yourself and see where you still need to fill in little bits. So now I'm going to bring in my mint macaron and the wee dotty one, and I'm stamping off just so it's not so bold. Okay, just filling in here. Again, you could maybe use a pale pink for this. Petal pink, but again, I would definitely still stamp off on it because it could be quite orangey looking. Whenever you put the centers in the flowers as well, that makes a big difference on it. I think I need a little leaf in here. Okay. So I think I am nearly finished. Oops. So just take a step back from it. Okay, so I'm going to use soft suede here for the centers of my flowers. So if you look at the stamp set, there is two different sizes. You've got this one and you've got this one. So I'm using the small one for the yellow flowers. Just going to hold my ink pad. I think this makes all the difference to it. Okay, I can still see my score line. Then I know if each rectangle is balanced. And now the bigger one for the pink flowers. Just makes the flowers pop out a little bit more. Okay, now the wee blue ones I think are too small to have such a dark center, so I'm actually just going to take the Balmy Blue and stamp them again with that. So you'll just get tone on tone, and it'll just make their centers a wee bit more complete. Okay, so I think I'm happy enough with that. I'm just gonna put leaf there. Now what you can do is whenever you have these all cut and you have them actually on their, you know, matting layers, you can then add a little bit more, as long as it's not going to go over on the edge, and then you're going to end up stamping it onto your card base. So just grab your trimmer, and now you're going to cut down those lines. So you're going to cut it 10.5, and you're going to cut at 14.85. So now you're going to look at these, because we need to take a little bit off them, especially if you're wanting to do a matting layer. On my originals I did Old Olive, which I am definitely still going to do on these ones, because I really do think it just gives them that nice dark border. So whenever you're looking at them, you can see this here side is really heavy in comparison to this one, as in there's more flowers on it. So this is the side that you want to maybe take a little bit off. So these are pretty much going to be that you're going to be trimming off maybe a centimetre off these. Okay. So again, I'm going to look at the top and the bottom, and this one here has more. So again, take a centimetre off. Okay. So this is, you have to do this basically for all of them, and you just need to look at them to see which one has more, so the sides are balanced. So you can see this side here has more, is thicker than this side. So you're going to take a little nip off this, and then again with this one, so this side's more. It's just so that you're balanced. Okay. So you're going to do that with all 4 of them. I'm just going to do it with those 2 for now. So then you are going to bring in your Old Olive, and you're going to trim it at 14.5. by 10. 10 for your other one too. Layer it down and have a look to make sure you're happy with it. Now this one here has a bigger border than this one, but I did think that was a little bit skimpy, so I'm glad I've got a bigger border. Now is your time if you want to just add a little something extra to it. Just set it down under the green and just picture it. So if you wanted to, you know, you could add in a few more leaves or something, maybe another blue flower in here. It really is up to you where you go with this. I'm pretty happy with mine because I wanted a bigger, wider space in the middle. So I'm just going to use my snail adhesive, or Stampin' Seal as it's now called. Okay, and then layer it down. Now remember, if you're using your Stampin' Seal, you don't have any wiggle space, so just be definite where you want it, because once it's down, it's down. Okay, same as this. I'm just going to have a look at it to see if I'm happy with it, which I am. And don't worry if you do get little marks on the inside. They can be covered with either your greeting, because you can see I have a wee bit there. They can either be covered with your greeting or with a rhinestone. Us crafters are very good at covering our mistakes when it comes to smudges and things. So I'm just going to stamp my greeting now, and I'm going to use soft suede again. I'm going to do Sending Lots of Happy. So just going to use my grid paper so I know that I'm straight. But happy needs to be down low. And then sending lots of. Okay, and then a couple of rhinestones of your choice, because there's that many to choose from now. do mine in threes as usual. And that is basically your card topper done. Obviously now then you would mount it up onto your white card base, but you can see how quick and simple that has been. And it really is just a matter of choosing your stamp set, choosing your inks and going for it. I obviously have a way of doing mine, and that I section my page off, but if you are someone who has a good eye and you are good at being random, then just put your page down and go for it. Obviously there's stamp sets where the orientation would matter. I like a landscape card, which is why I have done it this way. I prefer this fold on a landscape card rather than a tent fold, because the tent folds are just kind of spread out and fall down on themselves, so I actually prefer this one. But it really is up to you. If you wanted your card to be more portrait, then you just, this stamp set, it doesn't really matter what direction you're stamping in, but there is ones where you just need to be careful, so just stamp your page in your portrait style rather than landscape. And I hope that you've enjoyed this, and this has maybe give you inspiration just to get any stamp set out and just go for it. It can be anything, it doesn't have to be flowers, it could just be foliage. Especially there's a stamp set in the celebration catalogue actually that would be quite good just to get you started off if you were someone who liked your corners. This stamp set would be ideal out of celebration for it, especially with those hummingbirds. It would just be beautiful with them buzzing about. This one in the corners of your images would be absolutely beautiful in these corners here, but it maybe would need to be a bigger card. But I do think there is so many things in the Stampin' Up catalogue that lends itself to this style of stamping. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will make a little list of everything that I've used in the description, and there's also a link there to my online store. If you don't have a demonstrator of your own, I'd be happy to order anything for you that you need. Thank you very much for joining me. Take care. Bye bye.